Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have another indie cosmetics review for you and I'm incredibly excited about this one. It's Sailor Moon. Finally, we have a Sailor Moon theme. This has actually been out for a while. I just honestly didn't want to spend money on it before, but I got a pretty good discount on Black Friday, so I picked up the entire collection. So let me give you all the details. This is from Geek Chic Cosmetics. I have reviewed them once before. I did their Doctor Who Timey-Wimey set. So it's the loose eyeshadows. A lot of them are usually shimmery. So this is their Moon Prism Power Makeup collection. And I did buy the entire set, which you can also get with this collector's tin. This right now retails for $59.99. It's usually $71. Honestly, I can't remember if it was $59 when I purchased it because I want to say it was less than that. So I think it stays around $59, and then I think I got it half off at Black Friday. I can't remember actually, sorry. You can also buy the shadows individually. So individually they are $5.99, or you can buy sample packets, kind of like what you've seen me using with Breesia. You can buy a sample packet. It is usually pretty full, and you can buy one for $1.25. I love that. When I first started getting into things like Geek Chic Cosmetics and Breesia and Shiro Cosmetics, you know, you don't always know if you're gonna like a color. They do have some out there crazy fun colors. So buying a sample size sometimes is the way to go to really see what you like, and then you can go back and buy more because, I mean, $59, if you're willing to spend that, you may want to test out the shadows first to see if you like them. I can definitely vouch for the quality of the Geek Chic Cosmetics shadows because I've been using these probably the longest. I think this was one of the first indie companies that I kind of discovered and started using. So I absolutely love them. And this, I mean, I'm a diehard Sailor Moon fan. What can I say? Like, my inner child just loves Sailor Moon. And of course, they've kind of brought it back recently with Sailor Moon crystals, so it's like kind of back out there again. So this is what the front looks like. It basically is an image of what her brooch looks like, and then you flip it over, and on the back you have Luna, and then you have all of the colors with kind of like a similar shade. Obviously this is not sparkly and shimmery, and a lot of these colors are, but it tells you all of the shade names, and it kind of gives you an idea of what the color is. So when you open it, they are all inside, and they all have that same image on the top of their little containers. So like I said, these are jars, and these are actually all sealed, so I'm gonna have to stop and open these real quick. This is the jar. It is a 5-gram jar. On the back, it has the shadow name, and it also gives you the collection it came from. So it does tell you that these shadows are vegan and cruelty-free. This particular one says not lip safe, so similar to Breesia, they are going to have shadows that are lip safe, so you can mix them with a clear lip balm, lip gloss, whatever you want, and put them on your lips if you want to. So you just look on the bottom to see if it says whether or not you can. Like this one said not lip safe, but this particular one just says vegan and cruelty free. It does not say that it's not lip safe, so I would assume you can put it on your lips. So, okay, let me open all these up and I'll put some swatches on my arm. I swapped out my picture. Now granted, what was there before was Luna and Artemis, which if you didn't know was from Sailor Moon, but now this is actually Sailor Moon and her friends. But yeah, this is, if I can get it off the wall without dropping it. So if you've ever seen these like girls in like sailor suits, whatever, that's Sailor Moon. So now you know. If you didn't know, I've now educated you to the world of Sailor Moon. All right, so as promised, these are all now opened. I will do swatches on my arm, tell you the names, and then do a quick eye look. All right, so now for some messy swatches. All right, so I tried to kind of put them in like somewhat of a color order. So let me show them to you. I did these all dry with my finger. Of course, with some of these, you would get more of an impact if you wet the brush or put like an adhesive wax underneath it. So just keep that in mind. So obviously these shades aren't directly named for the characters. So what they've done is they've, for the most part, named them after different attacks that the different Sailor Scouts have, and also some other kind of popular supporting characters. So first one that I just showed you is called Rainbow Moon Heartache. This second one is called Space Turbulence. This is just a really pretty yellow. It's very vibrant. Next up, you have a Crescent Beam Shower. It's a gorgeous orange. Then you have Twinkle Yell, Mars Snake Fire. So I will say the difference in these two, this one has a bit more of like a corally tone to it, and it's more matte. I mean, they all have hints of shimmer, but this one has a lot more. Next up, this one is incredibly shimmery. It's got a lot of glitter to it. This one is called Queen of Darkness. Next up, we get into the kind of more colorful, fun stuff. So this shade is called Flower Hurricane. This one is really gorgeous because it, like in the jar, kind of looks like it's just gonna be this kind of periwinkle blue kind of color. It has this gorgeous kind of purpley pink iridescent glitter in it. Let me see if I can get it to come up on camera. I don't think that's coming off on camera, but it is gorgeous. You're just gonna have to take my word for it. So this color is called Mercury Aqua Mist. This next one is called Submarine Reflection. Then you have Silence Glaive Surprise. This one, Tuxedo La Smoking Bomber. This one is insane. It was very like when I turned, what I usually like to do is I turn it and kind of like tap a little bit of it, of the product into the cap, and that's how I'll use either my finger or my brush to get to it. This almost just like poured out. It was such fine product, a lot of glitter. This one's gonna have a lot of fallout. This would be one you'd wanna be really careful with, but it's really gorgeous. And again, I don't know that it's even coming up on camera. Can you see that purple like glitter in there? I feel like, I mean, I'm just looking at all this sparkle and shimmer and I feel like it's not coming off on camera at all, so we'll see when I edit. Okay, last but not least, this last color down here is called Chronos Typhoon. I like this one. This is kind of like a really pretty shimmery gray. So, all right, I am going to come up with something colorful and I will be back to show you what it looks like. All right guys, so this is what I came up with. I took a lot of inspiration from Jay Kissa. I don't know if you follow her channel, but if you don't, you should. She's amazing. I'll pop it in the description bar below. She's probably one of my favorite YouTubers, and she's one of like the under million, but still has a couple 100,000, but she's amazing and she's great with color. Like when she gets a colorful palette or has colorful shadows, I mean, that's her jam. She loves colorful shadows and she works with them so beautifully. And I've seen some looks she's done in the past where she kind of does this like, the crease kind of does like a gradient and then she has a different color on the lid, and I just love the way that looks. So I took inspiration from that and I kind of tried, that allowed me to use more of the colors, and then I kind of used that really pretty shimmery blackish purple to do the liner. I did that for New Year's and I loved the way it turned out. I did it with a different glittery shadow, so I wanted to use that color and I figured this was the best way. I don't know if it's coming off on camera or not, but I will definitely post pictures on Instagram and sometimes I can get a better shot with that. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so I ended up talking way too much during this tutorial, so I decided just to cut it and do a voiceover. So here you go. I decided to start out with a neutral transition. I'm just using the shade Magical from the new Kathleen Lights and ColourPop palette. So first up is the yellow shade Space Turbulence, and I'm using this on the inner portion of the crease. Then I'm using Crescent Beam Shower, which was the orange shade, on the middle portion of the crease. And lastly, I'm using Mars Snake Fire, which was kind of the coral pink color. I'm using this on the outer portion of the crease in the outer V area. I'm just kind of fluffing it out a little bit. And then I'm starting to pat it on the outer portion of the lid, as well as just kind of making sure that that pink and orange shade blends together nicely up top. Now with a flat wet shader brush, I'm using Twinkle Yell, which was the lighter sparkly pink shade, and I'm patting that over top of Mars Snake Fire on the lid. Then I'm moving into the purple shade, which was Silence Glaive Surprise, and I'm putting this on the middle portion of the lid and then blending the pink and purple together. And then I'm using Mercury Aqua Mist on the inner portion of the eye and again blending it with the purple. Switching over to a smaller flat brush that is also wet, I'm using Rainbow Moon Heartache to highlight the inner corner, and I'm dragging it a little bit up onto the lid as well. For the lower lash line, I'm using a flat angled wet brush with Queen of Darkness, and I'm lining the entire lower lash line with this shade. Then I decided to go ahead and lay down some translucent powder to help catch any potential fallout as I'm moving into the darker shades. Now going into the deeper blue shade, which was Submarine Reflection, I'm adding this just to the outer half of the lower lash line. And then underneath all those colors with a pencil brush, I'm using Twinkled Yell, which was the lighter sparkly pink shade, and I'm patting that over top of Mars Snake Fire on the lid. And then I'm moving into the purple shade, which was Silence Glaive Surprise, and I'm putting this on the middle portion of the lid and then blending the pink and purple together. And then underneath all those colors with a pencil brush, I'm going back in with Mars Snake Fire, which was kind of that outer crease shade. Then using my Tarte Tarteist double-ended liner, I am just creating a really thick black wing, and we're gonna top this with the glitter. Now I'm just using the other end to add some black into the waterline. Then I'm just adding some Too Faced glitter glue over the top of that liner, and then I'm topping it with Tuxedo-less Smoking Bomber, which was the black, purple, sparkly shade. And you have to be really, really careful as you're patting it on to not get a lot of fallout on your face. Now I'm just brushing away that translucent powder. Alright guys, so this is the finished look using the Geek Chic Cosmetics Moon Prism Power Makeup Collection. Their Sailor Moon inspired 12 shadow collection. I love all these colors. And of course, like I mentioned, I kind of assumed they were going to perform the way that they did. I was a little disappointed in the glitter shade, Tuxedo-less Smoking Bomber, because even with all the prepping I was doing, you know, using glitter glue, using a very tiny brush, being very like delicate and patting it on, I still ended up with a ton on my face. And then it didn't just wipe away, it stayed. So that was a little disappointing. So you definitely would want to be really careful with that, or maybe just do your eyes first. You know, that's always an easy solution. The rest of them though were gorgeous. The really shimmery shades that I put on the lid worked really nicely wet. I loved how they worked through the crease, especially that Mars Fire Snake, I think it was, right here on the crease was just gorgeous blended out. Oh, and I did want to mention, even though this has nothing to do with the collection, if you're curious what is on my lips, I obviously just got in the Kathleen Lights ColourPop collection, so I'm wearing the lip gloss, but I thought it was super appropriate because this beautiful nude lip gloss is called Moonchild. So I just thought it was really appropriate. I put the color on and then I like looked at it and I was like, that's just perfect. Moonchild for my Sailor Moon themed video. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you've enjoyed this review and tutorial. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you go. If you watched my video on Tuesday, you know that I will now be uploading 3 times a week. Tuesdays will be kind of like a weight loss fitness journey vlog update. And then my makeup videos will be posted on Thursdays and Saturday and or Sunday, just depending on how the weekend goes. So you have another video to look forward to this weekend. I will be filming. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe before you go, and thank you for watching. Bye guys.